Okay, the canopy is drilled. The canopy is deburred. The canopy has been scribed. So I put this piece of tape on here because I scribed a line. And then they have you basically use a straight edge between here and another place, sort of make the front fairing line. And when it starts to flatten out, it's like 0.0, which is like about there. That's what they call it. So mark this area as 0.0. This is all on page 38-25, I believe it is. This is like the longest page in history, mainly because I just got back from Oshkosh and I had to step away for so long. Anyway, so what you do is you mark this, you scribe this, but then they give you these great paper templates. Ooh, and they say align this edge here with the back, with the aft of the canopy skin. So, yeah, there's the aft. And then they say align this edge with the bottom edge, right? Position, bottom of template on bottom edge. Cool, great. But if you just lay it flat on this complex curve, let me untape it, you'll see that if we just sort of lay it nice and flat, that's kind of how it ends up. You end up with bubbles in it because it's a complex curve, and no two canopy frames are going to be exactly alike. They're all going to be very, very similar, which, you know, still this is like 5/16, almost 3/8 of an inch, which has me wondering what the hell I did wrong. But it's actually okay because all we're doing here is we're making a line that that we will go fiberglass to. So what I ended up doing was I got to the end of like where Point Sierra is, because that's where the end of the front fairing line is. And then I sort of put this on. I made sure that the bottom and the back were lined up. And then I just sort of maneuvered the front edge of this template to sort of give me a better idea, sort of make it pretty much line up with where where this front thing ended. You can see it's kind of a little messy there. That's okay. This is all going to be fiberglassed, and it's all just going to kind of mush together in the end. So did that on this side too. As you can see, I've got about, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch there. So that way it bubbles out here. And we'll have a line. But we have this nice, smooth canopy front edge line. Now, the next thing we do is we find our template again. And here comes the fun part. We're going to start going down this path here where we can, so right here, we can still touch both the aft line and the skin together. But as of right here, we start to rock back and forth on the edge of the plexi all the way till like here. Yeah, so right about there. So we have to now take all of this area where we rock back and forth on the edge, and we're going to take a sandpaper or a file and bring that all down so that it is flush. That scares the shit out of me because that is going to be a lot of material that we're going to pull off of there, and this edge is going to be very, very thin when it's all done. I'm a bit worried about how that's going to look. I'm just doing what the instructions say at this point, but that just feels wrong to me because this is going to thin out a lot. Guess we'll see what happens.
Well, we're like 4 minutes in, but welcome back to the channel. We're going to thin out this edge here so we can put a straight edge across and it doesn't rock along the corner there. We can see already starting to use the cardscaper and a 60 grit sanding block, and I was like, to hell with it. I need a, tried the file worked okay. And then I just cut up a real small piece of wood and put some like 40 grit on it. And that worked really well. And you can see we're just going to take that down. You can really quickly bring it down to where it's not rocking. Where I saw high points, just mark it with a marker, come back, hit it again, mark it, find a high point, hit it again. Yeah, it's not too bad. It didn't seem intuitive at first, just reading the directions. But once you get started on it, and especially like the camera angle that I was able to capture just there, it does start to make sense, right? We're just taking the sort of convex portion of the front edge of the plastic off, so that way it can sit nicely, so we can make a nice concave transition of the fiberglass along there. And I realized I hadn't taken enough of the protective plastic off, so we took the tape off and cut some more back. And we're going to put some more tape on and then describe this work, I guess, show a little close-ups.
Alright, so now that I've done it, I'm just going to show, so if we've got this, you see there's a space underneath it, and what we're trying to do is let that space gently, become flatter and flatter and flatter and flatter, and basically continue the sort of concave where you've got a space between here. There's just, you can draw a straight line between here and here, and there's just a little gap, and here there's not anything protruding, because then you can easily glass over it and smooth it down at this edge. And that makes sense now that I've done it. I hate that I have to do instructions that don't totally make sense to me, but I'll follow them anyway. But now that you've done them, it makes sense. So hopefully this helps.